to the podcast. My name is Joe.
What's up, everybody? I'm Steven. How y'all doing?
What's up, everybody? I'm Ultimate Skull 54.
And I'm Joe. Now, we have a lot to talk about for the second episode of our podcast. But first, on my end of the podcast, I got a small little sponsor in the middle of the podcast, so stay tuned for that. And so, Steven, we're going to start out this conversation with the convention.
Okay, so I figured we'd start off with that.
So, we haven't said anything in, 3 weeks to Jake about the convention?
I thought
we said something to Jake about it, honestly. We didn't reveal much, but...
You'll finally talk about the convention that we went to.
Yep, I'm excited to go into full detail about it.
Jake, ask your burning questions.
Oh, shit.
So, I mean, if he doesn't have any burning questions, we could just take it from the top, but we'll see.
How did you guys, what did you guys, first do when you guys got there and got, taken? What was the first thing you actually did?
Well, first things first, we got our badges, and then we immediately had to find the costume contest room. And everybody who pays attention to the channel, he went as the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of salty you didn't make it to the board at all.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in due time.
Yeah. And then after that, it was another, walking around. Didn't we eat and then go to the... Did we eat before we went to the, the place where you buy all the stuff?
Yeah, so... pretty much how it all went down was, we got there, Joe helped me get all dressed up for everything, and then we had to make a really long walk from, Heroes and Games, I think we're all familiar with it, all the way to where, Jake, if you remember when we went to Animate Columbus last year, that little section across from the parking garage?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we had to walk all the way from the front to that area.
God damn.
Yeah, so once we got to that area, we got in there, we had to get our badges, and then after that, we had to go find, the registration for me to do the cosplay contest, which I knew was somewhere upstairs, but we did not know specifically where. So we went upstairs trying to figure it out. There was this lady we talked to, and she didn't know, so she sent us downstairs, which we went downstairs, and we found some people who had running an information booth, we thought they could tell us where we're going. Of course, they didn't. They kept flip-flopping us between multiple different people until we went upstairs, back where we were originally. We went down the hall to go find it, and it's actually right down the hall from the first lady we went to go talk to, which I even told Joe, hey, let's go walk down that hallway just to see what's going on. So it just goes to show you that sometimes you should trust your first instinct on that one.
Yeah, the entire time the place we needed to go to was actually right above where they were selling the passes.
Yeah, there was actually this big old cardboard cutout that says this is the pre-registration room for it. So I kind of felt a little stupid, the fact that we didn't even pay attention to that at all.
They weren't specific because it didn't make sense. On the email, didn't they tell you had to be in a certain room?
Yeah, it was a certain room for it, but it's not like they made it super obvious as to where it was.
No, but instead they had all the cosplayers / costume competitors right out in the middle of the floor instead of being hidden in the background so people couldn't see them. And then y'all got into your lanes, which was, what was the ranks?
It was novice something, and then master.
I think it was journeyman. Yeah, journeyman, novice, hard, and expert, or whatever, or something stupid.
Whatever it was, but that was later on.
Masters.
I think we're more talking about the beginning.
Masters, that's what it was called.
Right. But yeah, after we figured out where we needed to go to get signed up, we waited in this long ass line. Well, it wasn't super long. But we got to see some pretty interesting cosplays while we were waiting, and then it was my turn to go in, kind of got signed up and all that good stuff. And then after that, we went into the room to go grab our autographs at the time.
Oh, that was one of the first things we did was get autographs.
Yeah, that was the first thing we did after we got signed up.
So you got multiple autographs. I was only able to get one.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you could have gotten the other one if you wanted to, but you opted not to.
Her line was long.
Yeah.
So I got Claire Redfield's remakes voice actor. That's a tongue twister to say. I got Claire's voice actor's autograph done for the remakes, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Yep, and I got my video game for RE2 remake by the same voice actor signed by her.
I got my book signed, and like I told Steven after we left, she did not know about the SD Perry books.
Yeah, Joe was educating her while she was signing his stuff. Like, he took a moment to educate her.
Wow.
Well, it's not that. I think what happened was, like, when I finally got up there, my brain went to mush, and I went dummy stupid for like a second because I got really nervous. I was like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. And then she was like, oh, what are we signing today? I was like, oh, we're just signing the Resident Evil 2 novelization. And she didn't. So I told her about the SD Perry novels, how, you know, their novelization is based off of the PS1 games. And then I ended up popping the question, like, about Code Veronica. Like, are we going to get a Code Veronica? Okay, in my defense, I did not ask if we were going to get a Code Veronica remake. I just asked. I was like, I literally straight up said, I know you're legally not allowed to tell me, but have you heard anything about Code Veronica remake? I actually don't remember how I worded it. Do you remember what I said exactly?
I don't remember exactly what you said, but it was something similar to that.
And she did say that she was like, you're right, legally I can't tell you anything, but they haven't reached out to me yet. So there's now there's rumors that Code Veronica is not in development, but it could be. Either that or the English voice acting hasn't been available yet, you know what I mean? I do hope she comes back for Code Veronica remake.
Well, you never know, but hopefully there'll be some good stuff going on there with that.
Yeah, but for the most part, Jake, the convention, towards the middle end, I was starting to get pissed off.
Yeah.
No, see, like, the funny thing is, like, you know, while we were standing in line for the autograph, it's like, every so often, like, Joe, like, he'd give me that side-eyed grin of, like, bro, I can't believe this is happening. I feel like he was so happy he was getting ready to jizz himself at certain points. Like, he gave me that side-eyed look, like, you know what's up.
What did you say to me after we walked away?
I can't remember what I said to you exactly, but...
You were like, that is the hardest I've ever seen you smile.
Yeah, like, that's honestly one of the few times I've ever seen you, like, actively, like, really happy about something.
And I'm not gonna lie, I started to listen, I went full retard when she started doing the voice acting for, like, Trials of Mana, and I'm just sitting there grinning like a fucking idiot. Oh, speaking of which, and I'm also embarrassed because I had, like, the acne patches on my face. And guess what?
What?
I figured out what was wrong with my face.
What is it?
Ringworm.
Damn.
Steven, you are lucky. I did not know until after I came back to work the next day. Apparently I had ringworm on my face. You're lucky you didn't get contaminated, and I hate saying this, but I hope she doesn't get it, but they have hand sanitizer, so they're fine.
Oh boy.
You're screwed.
Yeah,
buddy.
I didn't know what it was until I went back to work.
You're screwed, man. You contaminated a freaking celebrity. Good job.
No, they got hand sanitizer, they're fine.
Sure, you say that now, but you know.
In my defense, I didn't touch my face at all while we were there.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, you should be okay.
I mean, it's gone now, but obviously, but Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here like nervous as fuck. I'm ugly as fuck right now. And I'm like, I'm in front of one of my favorite voice actors, and I'm like, I was so pissed. I was once I recovered from that day, I was really pissed.
I mean, look, you can't you can't beat yourself up because Jake even like say it. When I went to go meet the voice actor for Yugi the day that him and I went, I didn't even know what to say to the guy. Like I was so choked up of like, holy shit, I'm getting to meet like one of my favorite voice actors, and here I am. I can't even say a damn thing.
Didn't I say something
yeah.
for you? Be like, you know, like he really likes you, whatever.
You made some comments. The one thing I definitely remember you saying was like how you told him that my PlayStation gamer tag was copied off of his character.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Like you told him that my PlayStation name on here was like Yami Yugi, his character. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Hey, I mean, maybe he does game. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not offended by it, but you know, you did say stuff about that.
Never enough security.
So that's what I said, Joe.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm about to say that's why I don't be like scared about it, Joe, because you know, people when they're in front of their favorite voice actor or whatever, you know, they're gonna get choked up over it. They're gonna be nervous.
Yeah, I remember one time I was meeting one of my favorite people, and it was Beast Boy, the voice actor of Beast Boy, and I got a little nervous. I was like rubbing my wrists and everything, like so scared, like what the fuck. So I understand that.
So see, everyone gets nervous over it.
See, I was totally calm and collected, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh god, I went brain dead.
See, like you're always so like you feel like you got everything under control while you're waiting in line, but the moment you get in front of the person, then it's like it all goes to shit.
Literally.
I know, your security, you're cool and all.
But no, like I was like, from my experience, I was really excited to meet her. But, like I didn't realize that she was on certain things giving out quotes for free because in my experience you have to pay for quotes and all that. So when I realized that, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta figure out what quote I want to get on this game. It'd be neat if I got one. And that's when you and I were sitting there discussing about what we're gonna get on our respective stuff.
At first, in the beginning, we thought she was being an a-hole, but she really wasn't. She was just trying to get everything done and professionally. No, she did a good job.
No, yeah, I respect her for, you know, being respectful and professional, even though she kind of gave off a different vibe, but I don't shark her for that.
No, it was just weird because, like, I kind of realized, like, when I handed her over the book and she was like, what did you want to put down? Did you just want, she pretty much said it, like, do you want her to write down to blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah? And I was like, I wanted a quote and her autograph. I don't want anything towards me or whatever.
Right.
Made it in heaven. That's what I got signed.
And nothing wrong with that. Sometimes keeping it short and simple is the best. I mean, unless you like it personalized, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I felt so bad because, like, you know, when I went for my quote, like, when she asked me what I wanted to get on it, the way I was asked, like, had to repeat myself a couple times. How many times I had to, you know, say fuck her a couple times. I'm like, I feel so bad. I'm not even trying to be rude or nothing. It's just how it's coming up.
You said fuck to a celebrity? You dog.
Well, explain the quote. Explain the quote.
Alright, so the quote I want to get on RE2 Remake was, the final thing Claire says to Birkin before he dies, like, you like that? Goodbye, fucker. I had her write that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when the handler was asking me what I wanted on there, you know, we were going through the whole thing, and I didn't know whether she could hear me through my mask or not, because I didn't know whether my voice would be muffled or not. So I had to repeat that quote a couple times, and I felt bad. You know, I had to keep saying the F word in front of her, because I felt a little embarrassed, because I didn't know how she felt about it.
Right.
No, she was really... What did you say? She was really bubbly?
Oh, no, like, okay, so, yeah, when I finally got up to Stephanie herself, like, let me tell you, she was the most energetic, bubbly voice actor I've ever met in my life. Like, she, like, she was just going off with the energy. That I don't usually meet people like that, so I was like really surprised. But the one thing I loved about it is like when she saw the quote I wanted, like she was like so ecstatic about it, because I don't think, you know, people, like I don't think she ever saw someone that wanted this quote on the game, or maybe she really liked that quote or something. But I feel like it really resonated with her because, you know, originally Capcom did not want her saying this quote in the game though.
Did she tell you that, or was that like a research thing?
No, she actually legit told me that. Asked that Capcom originally did not want her saying that in the game because they felt like they were afraid that swearing in a Resident Evil game would kind of, you know, it would not be okay with some fans, but later on they opted to let that go through.
I did not know that. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense, but considering the, like, Jill Valentine and Leon later down the road, dude, they cuss up a storm. You cannot expect them to not cuss.
Right. So I mean, I feel like that's kind of why they opted later to be like, okay, you know, maybe it's not as bad as what we think, because, you know, later they did allow that to happen. So
yeah,
but I was originally shocked that they did not want her to do that, but then I'm glad that they did do it, because then that made me wonder, like, would that scene have been changed? How badly would that scene have been changed, and what else would have been said in replace of that?
If they would have probably found like an old classic line from the original game to replace it. You have to think this is their Resident Evil 2 Remake was their major comeback, so they had to be very careful with how they made the game, because this was Capcom's major comeback, rebooting the entire Resident Evil series.
Right.
So, you know, they didn't know how much they could get away with, so they played safe, but then they realized, F it.
That's true. But yeah, the one thing I definitely loved about that whole experience, though, was like, you know, right as I'm getting ready to leave from her table to go meet up with Joe, and let me tell you, I did not ask for any of this, none whatsoever. She did this entirely by herself. You know, I had my hands on the table, you know, getting ready to leave, and she literally just grabs my hand, looks me dead ass in my eyes, and using her Claire voice, repeats the quote back at me, and she's like, "Goodbye, fucker." And that was the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's cool.
Like, I've never been so okay with someone looking me dead in my eyes and calling me a fucker, ever.
Yeah, for the most part, that's, like, the convention was awesome. Except for that, the only thing that started pissing me off was everybody didn't know where everything was.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying.
But the costume contest was cool.
Yeah, so like after we got our autographs from her, we went to go grab a quick bite to eat. You know, kind of take a breather and all that good stuff. We went to Heroes and Games, and then we went to Heroes and Games, and then we went back to the hall to go look around and go buy some stuff at that point.
We probably wandered around for like 2 hours.
It was a long time. Yeah, the one thing that was nice is like throughout the whole time, you know, I had people like, you know, loving the merchant cosplay, which that made me feel pretty good about that. Walking around for hours, hot as fuck, and having my muscles ache at one point. So it's good to get some recognition on that.
That's cool.
Yeah, there was one time, like, you know, Joe and I were separated at one point, but there was this one point where we branched off, and I'm walking around the booths just trying to see stuff to buy, and then there's the guy that pulled me out from the crowd saying that he liked the cosplay and he wanted to grab a picture, but of course we couldn't do that because there was no one around to help us out. You know, it was fine because we kind of sat there and chatted for a little bit about different stuff. But what I find most funny about that encounter was that he literally like took like a fake knife and he proceeded to stab me with it. And if you play the original RE4, you just hear me like doing the and kind of falling to my knees and all that shit, which he was eating that up. So it was funny on that part. And then let's see, Joe. Yeah, I went to go grab my second autograph, And then after that, we were trying to get in line for your guy, but every time we got in there, it's just something happened and we couldn't get to the front. So at one point we're like, fuck this, we're done.
He left because he had to go to a panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the line was like an hour and a half long. There was no way to get that in time before Steven's thing was up.
That's fun.
Yeah, and even when I wanted to go grab another autograph at that point, but the other guy's line was so long. I'm like, nope, we're not doing that. I'm sorry. Yeah, so after that, we went upstairs to go take a break and kind of talk about the day so far. And plus, I need to get out of my outfit because by that point, I need to sit down. And there was this one Resident Evil thing we wanted to go check out, but I still wanted to sit down for a minute, so we skipped that. But by the time we got all finished, it was almost time to go for the contest, so I opted to, get dressed back up and let's go figure out where it was. And we figured it out pretty quickly.
Well, here's the thing, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Here's the thing, though. I would have preferred, like, I'm kind of glad we didn't go to the Resident Evil hangout, whatever it was, because normally when we go around the shopping booths and everything, it's pretty calm and relaxing, and you could, like, mind your head or whatever. But, dude, it was loud.
Yeah, when we went in trying to figure out where the thing was, we had to go talk to those guys where the wrestling stuff was. That was really getting on my nerves because of how loud it was.
I mean,
wrestling thing?
So where we were, we had to go downstairs into one of the giant lobby halls, and there was a costume wrestling contest going on, and the freaking directory people directed us to them, and they didn't even know where the F to go. They were like, "Oh, just go. The help desk is right there." And I'm like, "The help desk sent us to you," and they were like, like the dude was calling people. I'm like, they should have been. They need to be more specific about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like we really didn't know what was going on.
Like, don't get me wrong, we had a good time at the convention, but all I'm gonna say is 80% of the convention was walking around and getting lost.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I can believe that.
And then after we finally figured out where we had to go, they divvied us up into our specific sections and all that, our group and all that. And let me tell you, like, waiting for everybody to show up, like, for me, even though I was not in the sun, I was still hot as fuck at that time, and part of me is like, I just want to hurry up and get this done because, it's been a long day and my back is slowly killing me, and I'm killing myself in the heat here.
And on top of that, you're carrying all of our stuff in your merchant book bag.
That too, so that's not helping the added weight to my back at that point. So I'm like, I want to get this, like, don't get me wrong, I want to enjoy it, but I kind of want to speed this up as quickly as possible.
For the most part, that pretty much covers the convention.
Yeah, but I'm going to label what happened in the showroom real quick from my experience.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so we get into the ballroom where the contest is going to take place, and the quick thing, like the ballroom that I went into for the cosplay contest, which I already told Joe this, but that's actually where I went to my first Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals at a few years ago, so that was a nice little, refresher, kind of reminder of all that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat. But yeah, so we get in there, there's this big, they're having us line up pretty close to this TV, and then we go behind the curtain to get even more lined up and, all that good stuff. It's kind of taking a while, but, eventually we get there, and I'm kind of just sitting there waiting and doing all that good stuff, have people behind me and all that. And then, as we're getting closer to when the competition actually starts, I can actually see the audience from where I was standing. I could see a good chunk of the audience, and let me tell you, I was nervous as all can be going into this.
You did fine.
I know, but still internally, I'm just like, first time doing this, I'm in front of a nice chunk of people here, so I'm a little nervous despite, no one can see my face, but still is trying to go out there, have a good maximum effort about it.
Maximum effort.
Yep, but that's like every person's going. I'm getting closer and closer to the front of the line. I can slowly see more of the audience and all that, and I'm just like calming myself down, like, okay, we can do this. We got this. Let's just go out here and give the people a good show to the best of our ability, and just try to copy what other people are doing.
Did anybody even talk to you back there?
No, not really, but it's kind of fine. But yeah, like the moment I got on stage, like part of me was focused on getting on the X and being on point and everything. And when I got out there, I was honestly surprised with how many people were like kind of cheering the merchant on a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is how it feels to be in front of people and they're actually digging it.
I did saw that. You got they all looked like they all enjoyed it.
I thought so too. I didn't really get a good chance to look at the audience. But yeah, when I was sitting there, have my cloak open and everything, I'm just like, I don't know what else to do, so I'm kind of sitting like bobbing my head, like, yeah, like, eat it up and all that good shit.
Yeah, that little head bob, that was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, you know, the merchant doesn't do anything else. I'm just like, make it up as we go along.
As soon as you opened your costume up to see what you had underneath, to the people listening, you can see it on our TikTok shorts. The whole crowd went fucking nuts.
Yeah, I saw that in the video. It's like people were like okay and like the meh as I was walking up on stage, but when I opened up my cloak, they're like, okay, we see what's going on here.
Oh yeah, they went nuts.
Yeah,
oh
they
yeah,
went totally nuts. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Like that was a really awesome experience to get a chance to people really enjoying something like that.
I'm not sure I've seen you before.
And then, you know, everyone else got to take their turn and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm really bummed out I didn't even, you know, place in any category, which that really sucks. But I will say though, you know, the fact that I got up on stage and, you know, I confronted all the people, like, you know, did all that good stuff, but I still feel like I won the hearts of the people. I'm kind of okay with that because for me, I've always been afraid of doing stuff like this, like being judged and all that stuff. So the fact that I got up there, still wanted to participate despite my anxiety, you know, that says a lot. And definitely don't be afraid to try new things like that. You know, you never know what you're fully capable of until you face your fears and opt to do something like that.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely a fun time, and I would definitely do it again if given the opportunity. Maybe not the craftsmanship competition, but I would definitely do it again.
Well, you looked great. You did, and I bet you did great.
Well, I appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. I think Joe and I had a really awesome day with everything that happened.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Oh, and the one thing I love though is like, I don't know if I told you, Jake, but Joe pointed out like there was this big Gears of War Lancer there, and of course after a little bit of, you know, convincing, I opted to buy it.
You bought a Lancer? That's cool.
I did buy a Lancer, and let me tell you, despite being made of a lot of heavy foam, like that thing was heavy as all can be. After a while, I started making my arm hurt.
I literally carried it for him all day.
Yeah, Joe had like a fetish for that thing. Like I could not keep it off his hands half the time. But no, Jake, I actually pulled a U at this convention because the guy's like, yeah, I want $100 for that. And then later he's like, okay, well, make me an offer and, you know, we'll see what we can do. Like, give me your best offer. And I'm like, I'll pay you $60 for it. And he's like, 80. So I pulled a U in striking a deal with it.
So how much did you pay for it?
70.
Nice. And why is it?
Yeah, I got $30.
Okay, first off, why is it called pulling a me? Okay, I don't get that.
Because that was how you did with your, what was it, Mjolnir or Stormbreaker? You got a deal on one of them?
I got a deal on both of them, but yeah.
That's my point. I pulled a U on that one. I got a deal on my stuff like how you got a deal on yours.
They weren't really deals. They're just trying to get rid of them.
Didn't you negotiate the pricing for yours though?
A little bit, but yeah. I mean, that's of course what they were trying. They were trying to get rid of everything. That was just their job or whatever.
Yeah, but see, that's the point though. Like, you still negotiated a deal for it though.
Yeah, I guess.
So that's why I said I
wasn't
negotiated a U.
Yeah, I wasn't leaving without it.
Yeah.
They
actually found
had.
Oh, go ahead.
Here, let me say this real quick. They had prop replicas of the Resident Evil guns, and I was really about to drop $300 on those.
God damn.
Yeah, that was as much as I spent on Torg last year. They had Albert Wesker's Samurai Edge, and they had one of the Stars Berettas, and I really wanted to drop $300 and grab both of them.
Jesus. Steven, did you try to find the Kratos things that you wanted to get?
Yeah, I found the blades and they were $300, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy them off of Amazon because fuck that.
Yeah.
And they were made out of real metal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it.
That's what you get, man. When you get when you try to do that for $300. Yeah, that's what you're basically gonna get.
Yeah, but you know, if I can get the same thing off of Amazon for like around half price as those, and they're still made of real metal, I'll just do it off of Amazon.
True that, but still, holy shit.
Yeah, that's why I chose not to do it.
So that's all I got to say about the convention.
That was crazy.
Yeah. But the one thing I will say though is like when I was roaming around, I did find this neat Gears of War pendant. So as soon as I get a better chain for it, I'm definitely gonna be wearing that.
Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me. Jake, before we talk about WW, is it WW or WWE?
WWE.
Okay, before we talk about that, remember when we went to the mall and I bought the Stars pendant?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am redecorating my car at the moment, and I have it hanging in my car.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna make my car Resident Evil themed. I got Umbrella Corporation floor mats and a center console cover coming in here soon this week.
That's cool.
Sweet.
Yee. Okay, so Jake, I know you've been wanting to tell us about WWE.
So, the whole thing was because my friend, first off, invited me to SummerSlam, which I was so happy to go to, and all my family was like, "Yep, you deserve to go. You deserve to go." I was like, "Hell yeah, I deserve to go." So it was all great and everything. Basically, for anybody who watches this, I had a great time and everything like that. All that fun stuff, you know. WWE, your first major event, so you know, you can't really say no to that.
And you said this was in Cleveland?
Yes. It was really one of my best, like, 2024 moments of my life.
So who was all there?
So we had the main card of people, the main people, of course. We had a whole bunch of different matches and stuff like that. We had Rhea Ripley, which I know, Joe, you said you are a fan of.
That is correct.
Yep. She didn't really do much though because of she, like, you know, at SummerSlam I feel like they didn't really use a lot of their potential and stuff like that. But yeah, the matches were all, of course, if anyone knows this about WWE, I'm sorry for this. It is entertainment, but it is also, I feel like it has like its moments when it gets a little real and stuff, and they just like, they like to mess around with the superstars a lot and betray them. That was like a lot of what SummerSlam was, betraying.
So who betrayed who?
We had the Judgment Day, really, like, you know, they're actually one of the people who are like top factions or whatever, who like to cause pain and stuff to the WWE. And one of their guys, his name's Dirty Dominic Mysterio, played a trick on his quote-unquote girlfriend, which was not really true, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they were going for the women's undisputed world championship, and they kept on trying to keep on going with the match, and she was like trying to run away from people and stuff like that. and everything. So they did a lot of that. They did a lot of running away, which is like getting her in her head, like so she doesn't get hurt or anything. Because I don't think she really wanted to get hurt. She just wanted to like I don't know what's it called. Not get in the way, but like not get hurt or whatever.
So it looked like it lasted a long time because it went from day to night in your pictures.
Oh yeah, it was. Well, that's just the first match.
So how long was the whole entire thing?
It was. We got there at 6 o'clock ish, or like close to that time. So it took a while.
6 at night?
5:30, 6 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it took a minute.
What time did it end?
It ended at around midnight, and we didn't get out of like actual downtown Cleveland. I'd say around 12:45, and we started heading home and stuff.
I would say from where you live, it's not that long of a drive, is it?
It was about 3 hours.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I mean, technically, we didn't like go to the like restroom and stop or anything. We just kept on going.
Yeah.
So we just drove the entire time, and a lot of the matches I loved, and I wish like I got better photos and everything, and went down and stuff. Definitely, I wish I could do that like a lot more better than I thought I would.
The pictures were pretty cool from what I saw.
A lot of them was from my friend because he had a lot more better picture stuff than I feel like.
Yeah. Was there any like meet and greets afterwards?
Nah, I tried, but they just wanted to get like the guys who went just wanted to get out of there and stuff. Which
Yeah,
I can
you lost your
understand that
voice for a while, didn't you?
I lost my voice for like a few days.
That's how you know you had a good time.
Oh yeah, that's how you know you had a good time. There was all kinds of matches. In case anybody who has seen WWE SummerSlam, it was my best time ever in 2024.
This was on TV, right?
Yeah, of course, it's live. It was live, and it was a lot more better to live there than watching it live on TV because it was a lot more different than watching, than like say you're looking at it on TV because you don't hear the commentary.
Really? You just watch it?
Yeah, you just watch it and then enjoy it. And that's what a lot of things
So
happen.
So they don't commentate on like overhead speakers or anything?
Nope, it was too loud for that. We broke a record there, I know, for 71,000 people there.
Really?
Oh my god, it was so crazy how many people went there.
That's crazy. So, okay, dumb question. Is WWE strictly United States, or do they also go to other countries?
They go everywhere. They're about to go to, they're actually about to go to, Berlin here very soon.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, they go everywhere.
Nice. So let's talk about cars.
Oh, okay.
I'm not great at talking about cars, but okay.
Don't worry, I got a segue for this. Jake, you currently do not have a car, correct?
Nope.
Okay, well, I had to drop... I wasn't ball busting you, I'm just... It was a yes or no question. You ball busted yourself.
You ball busted me.
He really
Anyway, I had to fix my car this week.
Boo.
My water pump was about to go out, and what else did I get done? It was my water pump and my brakes and rotors. So now my car... Steven, remember every time I pulled up to your house, it would be really loud as freak, and you can hear my brakes?
Yep, I remember.
Yep, my car is back to being quiet.
Well, that's good.
I will tell you this straight up, you don't feel like a proper adult until you have to go and fix your car.
I could believe it.
Like, what kind of situations can you think of that feel surreal that truly makes you feel like an adult?
That is Victor Novikov, head of Sanguine and ringleader.
Being at the B&V and having to renew something.
Okay, okay. I had to do that recently too.
The B&V sucks. Takes too long.
Yeah.
We always go to Grove City.
That's why I usually take mine all the way through to, I do like the longer stuff so I don't have to like wait. Like I have until next year to get my license renewed.
Yeah.
That's good.
So what else do
Yeah.
you guys want to talk about?
Well, I know everyone was looking how Fortnite's having their new thing going on.
Yep.
So I'm pretty much excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited for the new season coming out here at the end of the week.
Took it a while.
Oh, you know these battle pass seasons always take at least a couple months.
Oh yeah.
So who are the skins that are coming?
We got Doctor Doom, we got Gwenpool, we got War Machine.
Some kind of Black Panther ripoff.
No, it's regular Black Panther. It's just it's his sister because you know they made that other one and now they gotta add the other one.
I really wish they would do a season where they brought back old season pass skins that will never ever return.
I want them to bring back. I did a poll a while ago where I wanted to see a freaking the Psycho dude from Borderlands come back.
Speaking of which, so apparently the movie is doing terrible right now.
What's that?
The Borderlands movie?
Yeah, it came out last weekend.
Yeah, it's doing terrible. Like, they're making no money off of it right now.
What the hell?
So the budget was $110,000, and from what I've read so far, they've only made $4,000 at the box office. So that's opening weekend.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah. And my brother is a huge Borderlands fan. I know he's going to see and watch the movie eventually, so I'm very curious to see what his opinions are. He's probably going to hate it, to be honest.
I would have
I could
definitely
see that.
chosen. I would have definitely chosen a better list of actors because I know one of them is Kevin Hart and the other one is the girl from Michael Myers, but she's all right.
Okay, if I remember correctly, if I remember
Jack
this
Black is
correctly,
the
Jack
robot,
Black,
yeah.
Jack Black as Claptrap, from what I've heard, he actually did pretty good, but get rid of everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody's either too old or out of character, so...
Yeah, definitely
got-
too old and too stuff like that.
You got Blanchett, you got Lynch, you got Kevin Hart. Like, they just chose the wrong cast of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said that they look like they fucking hate filming this movie, so...
I think half of them did look like they did.
Eventually I am going to watch it. I'm not going to go see it in theaters, but...
No, I can't do theaters no more.
Why not?
Too dirty and too expensive.
Have you ever had a bad movie theater experience?
Yes.
Ooh, dude, tell it.
I had my worst, I feel like, and I saw rats and shit at the movie theater up by Heath, Ohio, and I never looked back. I did not like it over there at all.
You said there was rats?
Yes.
Was it an AMC or was it like an off movie theater?
It was an AMC at an old mall.
Oh. So it was a mall movie theater.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Steven, have you ever had any bad movie theater experiences?
No, all the movie theaters I've ever been to, I've only had good experiences with.
I've had
Different.
several bad experiences, but continue.
No, go ahead. It's your turn.
Remember when Pet Sematary came out,
Yeah.
the remake? So me and my girlfriend went to go see that in theater, and there's a fucking family. So you know how AMC works? You have assigned seats whenever you register or whatever, and pre-order your tickets and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has nothing to do with racism or whatever, but this black family was sitting in front of us, the row ahead of us. They were in the wrong seats.
I hate
Like
that.
this whole other family came in, like right in the middle of the movie. Well, not in the middle of the movie, but like right when
know
the
what you
movie
mean.
just was getting
Yeah.
started. They came in, realized that they were sitting in the wrong seats. Like, hey, this is our seat. They got up and they immediately walked in front of us, like physically in front of us. And one of the
Gotta hate
giblets freaking buckled knees to my knees.
Oh my god.
I held my tongue because I knew that if I was going to get pissed off enough, I was just going to stand up and start swinging.
Oh boy.
Oh, we were so upset. Like, you're going to drag your wife, your 3 freaking kids, and yourself, and drag your freaking people all the way in front of us while trying to figure out your freaking seats. Like, you just don't pick seats. That's not how AMC works.
Head of Sanguine and ringleader.
You get assigned seats. Unless the movie theater is dead.
Right. You're supposed to do that.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, I'd have to agree to that.
Yeah, that's crappy.
You guys might remember this movie theater. Do you remember the movie tavern that was up in Dublin?
Yep.
Yes and no.
Jake, did you ever go to the movie tavern?
Yes and no.
Okay. One of our first dates was the Pikachu movie, Detective Pikachu, that came out.
Yes.
And this is one of those movie theaters where you can sit down and eat. Steven, I think you remember.
Yep.
Well, for dessert, we were like, fuck it, we're going to get a cookie. So they give us the world's biggest cookie and the world's smallest warm glass of milk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have to
And it's
share
been a
that.
meme ever since.
So they talk about trying to stretch a dollar.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I love going to the movie theater. I love the atmosphere. I love the smell of buttery popcorn. I love sitting in the seats, especially certain AMC seats because they recline and shit. But
That's
if
nice.
you're gonna be a freaking idiot in the movie theater, we're gonna fight.
Oh, come on, Joe. Don't ruin your whole life just to deck one dipshit.
Oh no! The next time somebody buckles my knee, I'm gonna start something. Like, bro, that hurt too. I had to hold my breath. I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah. I can believe that.
Yeah. And this was back when we started dating, so of course I'm not gonna come across as a douchebag. But if it ever happens again, now shit's gonna happen.
Just gonna hit the fan.
Yep.
Joe's gonna be like, look, this is one of our first dates. I have to present myself as a gentleman. I gotta be respectful and all that. But 2 years later, when she realizes how much of a douchebag I am, I can full on go full ham on this motherfucker.
Honestly, if he pisses off enough, shit, it's gonna turn into a tag team match.
Tag team.
Get you a woman that can help your man when it most needs it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to tell Jake last night about the whole WWE thing.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so look, this is not any spicy details, this isn't juicy or anything, this was just something I came across while I was scrolling across the internet one day.
Uh-huh.
So apparently, there was an episode of WWE that on August 7th, 2004, an episode of SmackDown was sponsored by the Yu-Gi-Oh movie at the time.
Whoa, seriously? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was an episode of WWE that Yu-Gi-Oh! The Pyramid of Light movie, they sponsored it.
Holy crap! I know what you're talking about.
Actually, I can probably believe it because there is a whole bunch of like stuff that WWE goes for, and I know how the big other thing they go for is like they want to get more into movies, so I can definitely believe that.
I could too, but I was just really surprised when I read that. I'm like, there's no way it's actually legitimately a thing. And then when I saw it, I'm like, okay, that actually is true.
Now hold on, I'm gonna stop you for a second. That actually does bring up a memory because I remember way back in the day when Pyramid of Light was being advertised, because it was advertised everywhere. The card packs alone are worth a lot of money, right? Especially sealed ones.
I think so. Some more than others.
I remember seeing behind the scenes of it being advertised on WWE. Like, there has to be footage on YouTube somewhere about that.
We might have to go digging for that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
Magical is spicy.
I didn't know exactly, but there has been a whole bunch of like different things and stuff like that where WWE has like they went with Surf's Up. They were with that. They had Scooby-Doo, of course. You know, all sorts of different stuff. So I can believe all that.
I don't know, I thought it was just a cool little tidbit of knowledge I never knew about. So
Knowledge.
Do you remember the good old days about VHS tapes?
Yep.
I own 100 of them.
Same.
I own probably like a lot of it.
I remember, I think the best part about VHS tapes was watching the trailers and commercials before the main movie started.
That was a good one, yeah.
That's where sometimes
Especially
I can almost... I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
You go.
I was just saying, like, sometimes, like, when I really think about it, I can almost hear, like, the tone and every word for word from those trailers or certain bits of, you know, before anything about the movie started, if you think about it long enough.
Like, especially the Pokemon movies. I remember, like, most of the Pokemon movies that were on tape always had, like, a mini episode right before the main movie started.
Nice.
There was
Can we just...
There was one Pokemon movie I always remembered. It was when Pikachu almost died. It was with Mewtwo and whatever the other fucking one was, and that one always made me cry.
You mean... Mewtwo Strikes Back?
I don't remember. It was just Ash.
That wasn't Pikachu, that was Ash.
Yeah, Ash almost died. Yeah, that's the only one I know.
Yeah, it was Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Yeah, it was like one of the craziest things that ever happened. And I, myself, I'm sorry for all the people who like Pokemon, but nope, I hated Pokemon.
Pokemon is something you had to have grown up with.
Yeah, I did not grow up with it. Nope.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there may have been a little point in my life where I was interested in collecting the Pokemon cards, but I quickly gave that up and went back to Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just, no.
I only played Yu-Gi-Oh! Also when I was at school or whatever, and I played with like some friends.
See, I always collected the cards, but I never knew how to play it. I mean, I know how to play it now, but I can't bring myself to collect cards again. Steven already knows why.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to say on the podcast, but I won't buy or collect cards anymore unless it's for somebody.
They're not the best.
It's not that they're the best, it's just the metas keep changing so damn much and the prices are just really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, look, here's the one thing I will say. It's like, getting into a card game is fine, like, if you're just a beginner and just playing casually with friends, this, that, and the other. But if you're trying to hop into a competitive scene and all that, then it's going to be a nightmare, and there's no point in doing it.
No, there's no point. I mean, as much as it would be to participate in a tournament, like, that sounds fun, but just going through the grind is annoying.
Like, look, like, here's the one thing I will say. It's like, from someone who's played Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, just been involved in Yu-Gi-Oh! One way or another for as long as I have, Don't get me wrong. Is it fun? Can it be an enjoyable hobby on a certain level? Yes, it can be. The show itself kind of provides a lot of nostalgia, which is good that a lot of people cling on to. But you know, I've been to like a lot of locals. I've been to the one regional, and you know, it's fun to be in the atmosphere of like, holy shit, I'm here with other people who enjoy playing the game. It's cool. But the one thing that really annoys me is like when you're sitting there even trying your best and your opponent sacks you with like a couple $100 card or like $1,000 deck, which you can never scratch them with a day in your life. It eventually gets to a point where like you get burnt out with trying half the time.
There is...
All right, we're hold on. We got 5 minutes left.
Okay, well, this is the other thing I wanted to say. Has anyone ever played, I don't know if it's an actual game, but I know the show Big Bang Theory always talk about it. It's the world of Ka'a, the realm of Ka'a, something like that. I didn't know if that was an actual game or if they're just calling it something else like, you know, Magic of the Gathering or something.
You mean Kahan?
I don't know. All I know is the word is the name.
Like the board game?
No, it's a card game.
I'm pretty sure that's just fictional into the show.
Okay, well,
Maybe
that was my only question about that.
So maybe they just kind of changed it to avoid like copyright or something.
Yeah, to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we need to finish up.
Security is getting tighter and tighter, especially around the...
I guess any final thoughts before we wrap up, or?
I'm done.
I guess that's good for me.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching this episode of the podcast. We'll be back with you next month for more wacky tales and shenanigans from every one of our lives. And Joe, do you want to announce your sponsor, or are we good here?
I'm gonna do it separately.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, we will see you in the next video.
See you guys next month.
Later,
Peace
dude.
out, everyone.